Hello everybody, my name is Oscar W. Fitchett and hey, got a new background and I'm testing out some new lighting, testing out new background, testing out some new lighting. And what a better way to premiere a new background than to review Jason Thunder Legends. And for people out there who don't know what Jason Thunder Legends is, it is the sequel to last year's film Jason Thunder Agent Impossible, which was made by the guys over at Flick Fanatics. And also just another thing, if you see me looking at my phone, I'm not being rude, I'm not texting or tweeting, I've got some notes here to help me conduct this review properly. So the plot of Jason Thunder Legends is that it takes place after the events of the first film, and Jason Thunder is now a retired agent. He's chilling by himself, and you got honest John who's doing some deeds, and through a series of events Jason Thunder has been brought out of retirement to stop the evil. So my thoughts on Jason Thunder Legends, well, in all honesty guys, I hate it, it was awful, it was terrible. No, I'm kidding, I really liked it. I actually really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I would say I had as much fun as I did with the first film, and some more. This film does a good job at continuing the story from the first film, and that's credit to the writers, who are Robbie Quinn, Matt Festel, and Forrest Casper. You guys did a really good job at writing this film, and it feeded well into from the first film. It does feel like a good continuing story. It doesn't feel like, oh, this is a separate thing. It feels good. There was some really unexpected moments, like honestly genuine, like at least 3, maybe 4. We'll say 4. Genuine moments that actually surprised me. Like I was like, oh wow, did not expect that. Especially a moment that happened in the beginning before the title even came up, which is very similar to The Raid 2 in a sense of like something really shocking and surprising happened before the title of The Raid 2 popped up. I'm not sure if that was an intention to pay a homage to The Raid 2, but I think it does a good job at that. And that moment there definitely got me hooked into the entirety of the film. And I think along with the writing, I think it's safe to say the directing by Forrest Casper was a very good job. I did think the pacing was very well done, which I think the director helps with that, and I do think, you know, it definitely had its own, it's definitely unique. It's a unique vision, and I do think Forrest Casper really captured that in his directing. And yeah, I just think it was a really well directed film, especially for a 0 to low budget film. One thing I also do have to praise is the cinematography. I do think this is a very well shot film. There's specifically one shot for me personally that is of Rick Danger as Jason Thunder sitting by a lake, and there's like the sunlight shining behind him. I think that's a really good shot. Legitimately, that's a really good shot. I would like that as a wallpaper, believe it or not. I wouldn't mind that. That's a really cool shot. It's really artistic, but it's not pretentious. Besides from just the standard shots, I think the cinematography in the action is very well done. I mean, there's one specific shot where it's like a rotating camera. Like, it rotates around the actors doing their action scenes. And that was really well done. That made me go, but I appreciate this very much so. I do also have to praise the practical effects. Guys, you guys really did an exceptional job with the makeup. It shows the passion. That's what I love, because I mean, in all honesty, if they just used like computer generated effects, it would have looked really like just cheap and and it just would not have looked appealing really. Whereas yeah, the practical effects can look cheap, but it shows the passion, which like overshadows it not being the greatest effect. It makes it special, and it gives it that extra charm to it, which is just, I love that. I love it when, like, you know, people use practical effects, especially in this regard. And I mean, I also love the costume design, which is really good. I mean, specifically, I guess you'd class this under costume design. The robot arm of Rick's robot arm, that was splendid. That was a really good effect. I really liked it, you know, and I don't know, it's just something about that looked really cool. I mean, I probably would have, like, if I would have made a film and I had to do a robot arm, I probably wouldn't have come up with some of the stuff there. I mean, it was just so creative how it looked like you made it. Guys, I want to demand this. When can I get the soundtrack on vinyl? Seriously, guys, the soundtrack was superb. It might be the strongest thing in this film, in my opinion. It's certainly better than some of the soundtracks of films that have come out this year, like majorly, in all honesty. It's some legitimately really good music. And I'm being honest, if you guys sold a CD, or heck, if you even sold a vinyl, because I would be more likely to buy the vinyl, #hipster, I would honestly buy it. I would buy the soundtrack. It was great music, Tim and Matt. And transitioning onto, like, sound, like the sound design, the sound editing and stuff like that, which was done by Matt as well. It was great sound effects, I think. I mean, you know, you got the robot arm sound effects I thought were really good, but the sound effects that I thought really added to the film was the sword sound effects with the... You know, I thought that was really, really, really good sound effects. And it added to the film. It had a good atmosphere around it, especially with the fight involving the swords. It was really, really intense. Right, I've been babbling on about the technical aspects. Let's get on to the acting. This was really good acting. Rick Danger as Jason Thunder did a very good job. He definitely feels like a leading man. I buy him as a lead action guy in this film. I don't think there's much else to say about Rick Danger. I mean, what else can you say about him? He did a great job. I thought he was very believable. He's very charismatic, and it really does help the character of Jason Thunder. Marshall Alto as Honest John. I mean, in all honesty, he was the most skeptical I was about in this film, because I mean, I remember him in the end of the first film, and I saw him in the trailer. I was like, oh, so it looks like he's going to be a bit of more of a lead. And I'm not saying I thought he was going to be bad. I just didn't know how he was going to stand his own ground with Rick Danger. I thought he did a very good job. I thought he did a very, very, very good job in the film. I love, you know, it's like him with the nunchucks. It was so cool. You know, he stood his own ground in this film. A nice surprise in this film was Mitch Healy as Honest Larry, the brother of Honest John. He did a very good job as well. Again, I think the main, like, those three, Mitch Healy, Marshall Alto, and Rick Danger, they all had really good chemistry. I love the back and forth between them. They felt like a good trio. And it was awesome to see those three. Again, not only did it feel like friends having a good time making it, I got into the characters. But one big praise I do have is Joe Kizior. Is that how you pronounce your last name? Joe as the assassin. I mean, he almost stole the show if it wasn't for Rick Danger, in my opinion. He was a very good opposing force against the trio, our three heroes. You know, it was really cool. He did, again, very well in the action scenes, very believable. I think mostly everyone was pretty believable in the action scenes, in all honesty. Another thing I do have to praise is this film. It's an action comedy, and I praise the action, very much so. It's very good action. But I have to talk about the comedy. It's a very funny film. It's a very funny film, and I do think there's humour for all types of people in this film. There were two moments in this film which I had to pause because I was genuinely like belly laughing almost, and they were like little quick moments. Like there was a quick moment that what Rick said, I can't remember the exact quote, but he said like, "Son of a bitch, we need to beat him," or something like that. I don't know why, it was just the way he delivered it, which is so funny. Just like, "Son of a bitch." I don't know why. It was really funny. Another really funny moment was a sound effect, and it's like, it was a specific sound effect. It was a sound effect of a, it was just that. It was the use of that sound effect which really got me. I'm not sure if that was meant to be as funny as it was for me, but I personally found it really funny. Although I don't mind the occasional montage, in all honesty, I do think this film had a tad bit too many montages. Just a little bit too much. Like, for my liking personally, like, the first few were fine. Like, the first some were fine. I kind of just zoned out a little bit when another montage happened, and I was just focusing more on the soundtrack playing over it. But I mean, that, you know, personal opinion, could have done with a little bit less montages. And another negative I have was, I mean, this is an initial negative, was the ending. No, not necessarily the ending, but how it ended. It took me kind of off guard. Like when the credits came on, I literally was kind of like, oh, that's the ending. Probably as time goes on, like, as I think more about it, the ending won't bother me as much, but initially, first thought, wasn't the hugest fan of the ending. Besides from those two negatives, I really like this film. This film is such a fun film. If I had to summarise the exact feeling that I had with this film, I would say it's The Guest meets John Wick meets Machete if a group of friends made it on a zero to low budget. And when I say that, I mean because I have so much fun with The Guest, I have so much fun with John Wick, I have so much fun with Machete, and I have so much fun making a zero to low budget filming project with friends. And in all honesty, this film is kind of inspirational because you guys didn't allow any like budget restraints to hold you back. Even though I wasn't the hugest fan with the ending, I still really liked the film, and I did, when the credits hit, after I was like, oh, that was the ending, I just had a big smile on my face. Just seeing the credits roll as well, because I was like, these guys, I could tell these guys had a blast making this, and it shows, and it is awesome that they did this. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Even if you don't end up really liking it, or even if you don't like it that much, give it a go, because I think it's important to support these guys and show that their hard work is worth it, because it really is. It really is, because there's so much things that come together, because there's no studio backing these guys, there was no funding, you know, they just did it. That's awesome. It's incredible. I love it when I see this. And this isn't a short film. This is a feature film. This is 1 hour and 8 minutes. That classes as a full feature-length film. That's incredible. Again, that's amazing. Even though I don't think the film is amazing, I think the film's really good. But the fact that it got made is amazing. So guys, that is my review for Jason Thunder Legends. When you guys do actually see it, what did you guys think of the film? Comment below, let me know. And when you're in the description, the link will be to the film when it is available, but while it's not really at the moment, subscribe to Flick Fanatics, really do. Seriously do. These guys do great content, and you know, as well as down there in the description is the link to the Facebook page for Heel Pictures, as well as the Twitter accounts to everyone in the Heel crew. And until next time guys, I shall see you later, and bye bye.